Welcome back to TWMP Overtime. We're joined by show favorite, former senator from St. Louis County, Tim Green. Welcome to have you back here.
Always nice to be invited.
What do you think of that debate?
It was interesting watching two candidates. You were fortunate to get both candidates to get the discussion going on your show. I think it opens up a lot of people's eyes. A little bit of background of each of the candidates.
Mm-hmm. I thought they were both good. I mean, I think there's a deeper bench than people think in the Democratic Party. I thought Judy Baker's got a lot of experience, comes off very empathetic. Patrick Harris got a lot of energy.
Yes, he's got energy, he's got experience. He stressed his economics knowledge with the federal department. I served with Judy Baker as a state representative. She knows health policy and government policy quite well. So I have always been impressed with her and quite impressed with Mr. Contreras.
All right, who wins?
Who wins that one? It's going to be different because you have a new name and then Judy Baker, who has been around, has run for Congress, has name ID. As we all know, primary elections have a lower voter turnout. I think Judy Baker's kind of heading up with the name ID, but you never know. In primary elections, they're hard to dictate because you're going to see if more people are getting out in these Republican primaries and less in the Democratic primaries. A lot of variables still playing out there.
So, AG race, we had Teresa Hensley in today. She's running against St. Louis County Assessor Jake Zimmerman. Where do you see the race at?
Well, I think you see a lot of positive name ID for Ms. Hensley over on the western side of the state. Jake Zimmerman, countywide elected office for over 4 years, so he's got name ID as well. You're going to have some turnouts in some of the urban corridors in the outstate region playing. I think that's tighter than people realize. People think with Jake being from the eastern side of the state, more name ID, but Ms. Hensley, I've run across her many of times, as you can see with her experience. I think it's going to be a tighter race than people are saying.
Is he the favorite in the primary and she maybe be a better general election candidate?
I think it is nice to have Ms. Hensley with her prosecuting experience on it, but you know, we'll see.
Well, the strong comment said I have more experience than the three men combined.
Yes.
That's probably true.
It's a valid point. And the one thing we always have to look at is, I always said, is the Attorney General's office in the state of Missouri is the law office of the state of Missouri. So you see law offices throughout the urban areas and throughout the state. The Attorney General's office job is to defend the state of Missouri. So.
Secretary of State's race. We had Will Krause and Jay Ashcroft on last week. Do you see Will Krause being able to penetrate that name ID of Jay Ashcroft?
Name ID has strong input, as you're going to see when you ask me a question about the Democratic Lieutenant Governor's race. There is name ID. I think Will Krause, I served with him in the Missouri Senate. I've known him for over 12, 15 years, but it is hard to penetrate a former Attorney General name, a former governor, a former United States Attorney General, a former United States Senator name. The Ashcroft name is well known in the state of Missouri.
Give me a prediction.
Well, I see Mr. Ashcroft having strong name ID, and that's what the polls are showing, so we'll see.
So it looks like Russ Carnahan's a clear favorite on the lieutenant governor's side, but on the Republican side, you have Mike Parson and Bev Randall's sparking race. I mean, they're coming at Senator Parson. It's an interesting dynamic to see.
I also served with Senator Parson, and I can say he is a true gentleman and a good public servant. Bev Randall's, I guess, is trying to say, let's get rid of the maybe old boy network, but I see a lot of positive things and have the utmost respect. I can't say enough nice things about Senator Parson.
Who wins primary?
I think if you look at Senator Parson, and he's working south of 70, and there's a lot of Republican corridor down there, I think he has a good grassroots network. So I see him.
He has to start as the favorite, but I mean, there's a lot of money being ran against him.
Yeah. You're trying to tell me money has influence in elections?
No, never. Speaking of people with money, I think that Chris Costner and Eric Schmidt may come through their primaries all right.
Yes.
I think they're pretty safe bets.
Yes, I think
Let's talk about the big race I really want to talk with you about, the Republican primary for governor. You're a Democrat that has a very good pulse of the entire state. Where do you see the race at?
Well, I see a lot of the advertisements, both on social media and on television and radio, talking about all the experience each one has in their set, definitive way. I see the race tightening. Where it is going to be, I do not have an answer for that, but
give me the favorite right now.
Well, I think on name ID experience, Peter Kinder has ran 3 times statewide successfully as lieutenant governor, and Lieutenant Governor Kinder was active when he was the pro tem of the Missouri Senate. So I think name ID, I think he has the endorsement of Rush that's hitting the radio waves.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, it depends all who's going to turn out that election day, and I think there will be a strong Republican turnout.
Can't let you leave without getting your thoughts on Eric Greitens.
I do not really know the man. I'm watching it. I thought the 55-gallon drum ad blowing it up was a little strong. I think one of the policies we need to really start discussing is infrastructure improvements. And as a former legislator, you always get frustrated. We're going to do this without doing this and this. In the last, since 2002, and we're now 2016, 14 years, the state bureaucracy and government spending has increased over $10 billion.
Wow.
So everyone says, I'm going to get elected, I'm going to reform government, and I'm going to cut. We still have higher education costs skyrocketing. We have an infrastructure system throughout our roads and bridges. Our bridges are falling apart. We need some people to really talk about these tough issues. And I don't think 55-gallon drums are a big issue.
Former Senator Tim Green, you bring heat as always. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Appreciate everyone on TWMP Overtime. I'm going to leave you with the folks that have been talked about a lot in the media. We brought in Drago and Paul, 2 of the Navy SEALs that oppose Eric Greitens. We'll leave you with that clip, and we'll see you next week on This Week in Missouri Politics. Thanks a lot again. I appreciate it.